The arrival of the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States brings a massive level of pressure for the co-hosts. This tournament is the ultimate prize in global soccer, and playing it on home soil multiplies the stakes. For the U.S. men's national team, the burden is heavy. They have to prove they belong among the global elite, earning their position on the pitch by outplaying the world's best, rather than simply relying on their guaranteed entry as the tournament's hosts. Drawing Paraguay for the opening match of Group D presented an immediate, concrete challenge. This is a team built like a brick wall, known for its highly disciplined and rigid defensive formations. They carry a serious pedigree against elite competition. This is a squad capable of going toe-to-toe with South American giants like Uruguay, and they recently proved their endurance by pulling off comebacks in the extreme altitude of Bolivia. Their entire tactical system relies on absorbing wave after wave of attacks, frustrating opposing forwards, and waiting patiently for a single structural mistake to launch a counterattack. Surviving a match like this is not enough. To validate their status on the world stage, the United States had to tear that defensive structure apart, piece by piece. On this tactical map, the U.S. intentionally avoids the center, pushing the ball to the edges. This forces the compact Paraguayan backline to pull apart. Antonee Robinson sprints down the right flank, dragging his defender. This single movement breaks alignment, opening a massive central vacuum. This sudden, confusing spatial pressure completely short-circuited the Paraguayan defense. The resulting panic in the box led directly to an early own goal pinging off defender Folarin Balogun to put the U.S. up 1-0. And that open space kept paying dividends. Weston McKennie immediately recognized the gap, stepping into the newly vacated central lanes. He even found the back of the net a few moments later, though the assistant referee flagged the play for offside. Even with the goal waved off, the spatial pressure was doing its job. Forcing the defense to stretch to the sidelines was actively breaking Paraguay's structural discipline. Once the edges were extended, the center of the pitch became completely exposed, essentially rolling out a red carpet for the U.S. attackers. Folarin Balogun was perfectly positioned to exploit this exact gap. He stepped directly into the space created by the wingers and slotted home a clinical finish to secure the USA's second goal. He didn't stop there. Balogun quickly followed up with another sensational strike, a truly convincing finish that pushed the lead to a commanding 3-0. But a team with Paraguay's history rarely folds quietly. Miguel Almiron orchestrated an impressive sequence under heavy pressure, setting up an open look for their substitute, Mario, who buried the shot to get them on the board. This is the exact kind of spark that leads to momentum shifts. We've seen this Paraguayan squad erase multi-goal deficits in thin mountain air, and a 3-1 scoreline left the door cracked open for a counterstrike. The tension spiked. The United States had to lock the game down and prove their tactical execution was airtight, or risk watching South American resilience hijack their opening night. Gio Reyna answered that question decisively. His pinpoint strikes snuffed out any building momentum, immediately killing the hope of a late-game resurgence. The referee blew the final whistle shortly after, cementing a lopsided 4-1 victory for the U.S. in their Group D opener. This graphic illustrates the final result: a rigid defensive block systematically dismantled piece by piece. The 4-1 scoreline was the product of deliberate spatial engineering rather than lucky bounces. By executing such a deliberate strategy, the United States used this opening match to dictate the terms of engagement for the rest of the tournament. The hosts proved they are fully prepared to break down the world's best defenses on the biggest stage.